To Green Bay, no tall buildings, quaint houses, and then boom, right there in the middle of the neighborhood is iconic Lambeau Field. Tonight we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports? Taken at the goal line. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. Those defense for the Packers, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number? 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
Back to Montgomery on second down. Brought down around the 16 or 17. Showing some tough running there. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Fields. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
Now the former 4th-round pick, it's Kalen Ballage. He finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll stay on the ground. Ballage again. And not much room to speak of. He'll get about 3 up to the 41. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
The Packers bringing in an extra. Here's Fields. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football. The CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
They'll send a receiver in motion left. So after the INT, it's Rodgers. Pass caught, it's Romeo Doubs. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Rodgers now on first down. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Robert Tonyan, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Packers use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Now remember, the last time out, they threw the interception. That led to the touchdown, so now time to regroup.
It certainly is, and their goal right now as they go back out on the field, a calming drive, something that takes the ball, keeps it for a while, lets the defense relax a little bit, lets the offense regain confidence in their game plan.
A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. Fields now to throw. Got an open man. It's Pringle. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's first and goal.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed it up with another nice one here. And before you know it, they're already looking at first and goal.
In motion, the tight end. A give to Montgomery out of the gun. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up second and goal.
Not a whole lot there on first and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or two in this situation.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on second and goal. Here's the option, running right, and this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. Now Fields on third and goal. And this is going to be incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up fourth down here.
Santos' kick is up and through, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Second down, another shot for Jones. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown, Packers. Well, fair to say that when you're looking at guys that can run like the wind, you often find him at the wide receiver position, and that was special there. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. It's a wobbler, and it's intercepted. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This take it in at the goal line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Second and 5 now. Fields. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. So roughing the passer call is accepted, and this officiating crew not making very many friends here with this crowd.
Yeah, we all know that everyone accused the officials of kind of playing to the home team, but not in this case. They just tried to administer the game the way it's supposed to be. That drew the flag.
Now a first down throw, Fields. He's going to take another shot here. And this one is incomplete.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Fields. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Back to throw, Fields. He finds Kalen Ballage, his running back. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
And he coughed it up, and the Packers pick it up. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. Not the trend he wanted to start the season with, a fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from my coaches, and if someone had a particular problem carrying the ball and holding on to it, that was noted. Hey, make sure you get a little extra attention to him. Get after the football. He's dropped it the last couple of games.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Rodgers. That's complete to John Ross. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage. The drag route can be effective when it's run well.
A good gain on first has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. The Packers at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to get that road victory in the opener. Now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it Week 1, that gets you pointed in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
On play action, now Rodgers. Going deep downfield for Ross. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. They give him a gain of 38.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
The way he's been slinging in the first half, you expect everything he throws to go for a touchdown, but I guess he's going to have to wait to try and pick up that third, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought he had him for a second, but you're right, not to be. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. He finds Ross right side. It's complete. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, here's Jones. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Aaron Jones, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. So now Rodgers will lead the Packers up to go for 2. They're going to run for it with Jones. And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to extend this lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Fields. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent sign. Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down.
Well, that's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a 2nd one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
No sense risking anything there on first down. Even though he's still in the pocket, he had a receiver out to his side, so just put that in a spot where the only people who could make a play on it are the trainers and the coaches. Well done.
To throw again on second down. Rodgers. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
I like this focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need one. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Packers are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Extra point try now for Crosby. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out. I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback, I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion. My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. 3 yards on the keeper, and it's 4th down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. On 4th down, Fields. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. first down carry by Jones. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. On play action, Rodgers. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Johnson. And the Bearsons are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
He's going to wind up and air it out. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Here's Fields. His pass on target, Velus Jones with it. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. Fields on first down. They'll get this complete to the Notre Dame man, Equanimeous St. Brown. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields. He's going to air one out. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, their first 2 drives only yielded 3 points. They might be thinking it's time to make something happen. Push the ball downfield and try and gain some points that way. Unfortunately,
so they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. To the air again, Fields. Looking there for Pitts, but intercepted. And the Packers are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line.
when a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down. Now a timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. On play action, it's Rodgers. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered, they had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. A final shot before the break. Fields. So we're at halftime here at Lambeau with the Packers taking the lead to the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the third quarter. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much it. And Rodgers intercepted a third time. And the Bears are going to take possession of the football. Not the way you envision things to start out the third quarter. One play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the second half, not just the one that he operated off of to start the game. Nowhere on that script did it have that result.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Equanimeous St. Brown, 33 yards. And the Bears take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. Santos with the extra point, and the lead is down to 28-10. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Keyshawn Nixon now from his end zone. Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. And great field position coming up as he gets this just shy of the 45, out of bounds at the 44.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Packers. Christian Watson with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Packers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Crosby with the extra point, and they open the lead up now to 25. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. Taken at the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Fields. This one into the hands of the running back, Ballage. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Third and 2, Fields. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Here we go on 4th down, Fields. Oh, he's got his tight end pitch complete. And he is going to have the Bears first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. To throw is Fields. Packer pressure, and down he goes. They're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. Out of the gun, Fields. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Now Fields. Oh, Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time. Picked off by Quay Walker. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the 3rd quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Now left side on the swing pass, and he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. This is caught. It's Christian Watson. And it's a Packers touchdown. 4 touchdown passes now for Aaron Rodgers. And the Packers take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. Now Crosby for the point after. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. No run back here for Jones, a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
And the Packers are going to take possession of the football.
Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Lambeau Field, one of the best home field advantages in the NFL, no doubt. And they're a happy bunch here as the Packers lead 3rd quarter.
Rodgers throwing quickly out wide. Touchdown! Aaron Rodgers on fire, his 5th touchdown pass of the ball game.
And the Packers get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. I tell you what, Charles, I know that you don't put a ton of stock into power rankings and things of that nature, but another score here, and 2 weeks into the season, this is maybe the most impressive team in the NFL. Would you agree?
Well, they've certainly sold me as they've sold you, and I agree with you, no question about it. They won easily last week. They're on their way to another lopsided victory here. They're definitely a team to be reckoned with, and they are serving notice to the rest of the league.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Fields now to throw. Claypool with another catch.
And he won't get to the marker. He's a yard short. A pickup of 3 and leaves him with 4th and 1.
They snap it to Fields.
And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and it'll be a turnover on downs.
Lambeau Field, one of the best home field advantages in the NFL, no doubt. And they're a happy bunch here as the Packers lead 3rd quarter.
Now a play fake. Rodgers. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
So they keep the ball, but work to do on 2nd and long.
On play action, now Rodgers. And Jones has it over the middle.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
So now on 4th down, Rodgers will give way to Mason Crosby for the field goal try. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. The kick by Crosby is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So tack on 3 more, though it's just a rare drive where they did not find the end zone.
Yeah, you're right about that, partner, but at this point, I don't think you're too concerned about that. You just want to possess the football for a while and drain the clock. If you can get 3 out of it, that's great too.
After the made field goal, now Crosby will do the kickoff duties.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Fields.
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Tariq Carpenter. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football.
Yet another mistake after the interception there. And gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances.
And it's a Packers touchdown.
Christian Watson.
A 24-yard touchdown.
And the Packers are on their way to a 2-0 start. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future.
And now here's another interception.
Picked off by Eric Stokes. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football.
Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go.
Well, let's face it, not a lot left for them to prove in this game, but they're still throwing the football. I guess, of course, CD, you could always get the backup some work. There's new plays to try out. But some people, let's face it, they just want to run the score up. It's fun.
I love the way that you expressed that because you gave plenty of reasons why people like to do things. But ultimately, they just like to keep.
And this is caught inside the 5. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 41 yards.
Even with a big lead here in the fourth, it still bombs away. And frankly, it's working. Why should they stop? Go ahead and keep firing away and gaining those yards.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal.
And complete once again to Watson.
Only a yard on the completion. It's 2nd and goal.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Second and goal from the 1. Rodgers tapping this forward on the jet sweep. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7.
Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, then maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Third and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound.
Hey, take 26.
Now it's Rodgers. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
Picked off by Jaquan Brisker. And the Bears are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions.
He's got a man complete.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field.
Back to throw. Fields. Quick slant finding Claypool. And he's going to get this down near the 25. Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. Here's Fields.
That's going to be caught. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
Again, Fields. Fields hit and the ball is loose.
And this is going to be Packer football.
Now, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line.
And they have to be feeling pretty good. Comfortable fourth quarter.
He's got a man, complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 33 yards that time.
No let up in this passing game. They've been a well-oiled machine throughout. We actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the third quarter doing the old hold up four fingers college sign, meaning the fourth quarter is ours. And they certainly weren't kidding.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Charles, are still airing it out at this point despite that huge lead. And some people may be saying, well, why are they throwing the football? These guys, I guess, are just padding their stats at this point.
Yeah, there are a lot of big grins, I think, from people in their families, from themselves. You're exactly right. Pad the stats when you get an opportunity. It'll certainly help you come contract time.
And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Well, I think it's pretty evident that any blowout isn't going to be big enough for them. They're already up 7 full touchdowns. And it's still not stopping them from throwing it deep downfield, taking their shots, trying to add more points.
And this will be touchdown inside the 20. They'll spot it at the 18-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. That's going to be caught by Pitts. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line.
A gain of 22 yards. First down, Bears.
Now a first down throw. Fields. Over the middle, complete. It's Montgomery. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 45-yard line.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Throwing again is Fields. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. He's got a man, complete. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Now the Bears keeping the offense on the field and going for 2. Fields trying to throw for it. That's caught. And he will get into the end zone as the deficit moves from really bad to slightly less than really bad.
Carlos Santos to kick off for Chicago.
after the touchdown. Here's Santos to kick this one away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Well, they don't need to score here, that's for sure. They could just kneel it. They've got the huge lead late fourth quarter, but we'll see how they're feeling, Charles.
Yeah, we all know people out there who like to use every second of the clock, no matter what the score. And we know they don't need the points. They've scored in abundance already. Let's find out how they want to finish this ball game.
Well, fans expect these primetime slots to deliver some of the best games each week. And, well, one team has certainly followed through with that tonight. Just an absolute clinic, Charles, on offense here. And they don't seem to be done trying to drive that football.
Yeah, and continue your theme about one team enjoying it. One fan base is enjoying it as well. The other fan base, they might disagree with what they've seen, but the one that's winning, they're certainly getting their money's worth.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Rodgers looking to throw. And my goodness, another interception.
And the Bears come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. Well, the lopsided affair finally coming to an end, and really no shortage of big plays for us to examine, partner, on offense or on defense for this team. They were so well-rounded in this one.
They certainly were, and how about the day those defenders had, though? How many takeaways did they have? I quit counting after a while. They were clearly the better team, and their defensive effort, it led the way.
So for the Packers, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for Chicago, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Houston Texans.